And we are back at it with part 2 of Soju Talk episode 81, where we get our weekly dose of hot takes, discuss recent K-pop news and events, and give you the state of the nation. Boom. All right, hot takes with Harold. So obviously, most of you know in this segment, Cousin Harold's going to come on, give his weekly hot take, and then the crew will react and discuss the hot take. Let's go. I'll go get Harold.
Oh, man. I hope Harold's, healthy. Washing his hands, using a mask if you can. Staying home inside if you can.
There he is.
Wash your goddamn hands.
Oh, okay. Right.
The weekly hot take is, it is problematic to only stand individual members of a group. Boom. Stay safe, everyone. Bye.
Yes,
yeah, man. It's problematic to only stand individual members of a group. So like one person only, of like an entire group. Huh.
All right, let me start off. I think it is natural to like certain people in a group, right? Sort of like how if your parents tell you they love all of you equally if you have siblings, they lying to you. They have favorites.
What?
Let's be straight up here. That being said, I don't want to do this outrage here, but that being said, I don't agree with this take.
Oh.
For the most part. I don't think it's problematic to only like individual members of a group. I think there's a big caveat here that it becomes problematic if you start bashing the other members of the group. So let's put it this way. There are certain groups where I listen to the music for only like maybe one kid, right? Because I'm a big fan. For instance, although I half like Gugudan as a whole, I'm really there to watch Sejong, right? Because she's one of my favorite people in K-pop. Is that problematic? Personally, I don't think so, but of course I'm speaking for myself here because it's not like I hate everyone else in Gugudan.
Right. But
at the same time, Sejong does get the majority of the lines, right? So it's a weird. If I was maybe a one pick of a different member like Nayoung, who was also on Produce, and she doesn't get as much screen time, maybe I would get a little pissy. But overall, I think it's okay to like one member of a group. I think you just have to recognize though that it is a group effort. It's not just the kid you like. And it's because K-pop's a lot of that thing. If everyone eats, we all eat.
Right.
I don't know. What are your initial takes on this?
I mean, I don't know. It seems like your argument kind of changed in the middle.
It probably did.
Yeah, because it began with, if you're not bashing the member, then whatever, I guess. That's what it felt like in the beginning. And then later on, you were like, this is a group effort,
No, I'm saying it's fine as long as you're not bashing everyone but your favorite.
Okay.
That's what the point I'm trying to make.
Well, I'm gonna play the extremist card, because I actually believe in this. I'm not simply playing a devil's advocate. Yeah, it's a problem. It's a very big problem. It's a huge problem. And one of the groups that suffered horribly from this is Pristin. There is a very famous post in Korea in the Pristin Korean fandom, where a Nayoung individual stan kind of wrote this entire analysis of the entire fandom, and why that caused issues. And Pristin in the beginning, even in the beginning with Wee in Korea, had a situation where there were clear favorites.
Yeah.
Now, maybe there were situations where like some fans, were like, I don't like that person, but in most of the cases, that didn't happen. And the things that happened were stuff like, they would go to music shows, the fans would show up at music shows, you would be, to your favorite member. Yeah, you'd be cheering. And then it was very clear which member was popular and which member was not. It was very clear. It's
silent.
Right. And then there were situations like people would go to fan sign events. People, line up to, get their stuff signed, give them gifts if that's what they prepared. And the people, they idols aren't robots. They can pick up certain things where they're like, oh, they don't like me. Oh, that person doesn't like me either. Oh, and then it got to a certain point where one of the members went to so this original poster OP went to get their things signed from another member that they're not like the biggest fan of, and then that person went, oh, you're not really my fan. Is it okay for me to sign this? That's a little sad.
That is sad.
Here's the thing. sure, if you're not bashing on the other person, that's step one. But like if you're so evidently, so clearly, favoring one member only, these are people. Colleagues get jealous of each other.
You're kind of right, because like even the groups that I like, I generally like almost everyone in K-pop. I like no, I don't think almost I kind of like everyone in K-pop, right?
Yeah.
I'm kind of like that as a person, but I could see in that perspective where it is problematic, because if I'm literally just there for one person, right? That could be quite problematic. I could see your point on that.
Yeah, they can tell. They're not like gonna ignore that. They're gonna pick that up. These are like, I don't know, max like 25-year-old people. They're gonna, that's gonna hurt.
But do you agree that if it's a situation where let's say IZ*ONE, I'm only there for Chaewon for some reason, right?
Right.
That's the only person I care. But I'm okay with everyone else because I realize that everyone else, by doing well, makes Chaewon do better, right?
Right.
That's not a bad situation then, right?
I mean, yeah, if you clearly support the entire group, that's what it sounds like. You realize that supporting the group supports Taewon, so you're supporting the entire group.
Well, I'm talking in a perspective, like, let's say I only subscribe to her fan mail, right? I only subscribe to Instagrams that have Chaewon's picture. I'm subscribed to the IZ*ONE one, but I only care if Chaewon's in the photos, right?
Uh-huh.
Do you think that's problematic?
It would be problematic if it gets to a point where Chaewon is getting 10,000 Instagram likes and Kang Hye-won's over here getting 25.
Okay, I could see that perspective. Yeah. What do you think, Anita?
To be honest, I don't know, because I feel like I'm somewhere in between both of you, where I feel like Doug's argument is pretty valid in the sense that it kind of describes the situation that a lot of people have as far as like having a bias, like there's someone in a group where you feel like, I really like this person, they're really funny, I really like them, and that's who you gravitate towards as far as like content and following, like standing, right? But I do see what you mean, Warren, when you say like it gets pretty obvious when certain members are more popular, or it seems like more attention is given to them, and it's, I don't know, it's pretty obvious from the fans, I guess. I would say that as far as like at the level that Doug is talking about, where it's you pretty much like your commitment to the members is not equal, right? You feel like you are more interested in one particular person than others, but you're not necessarily harming them by like, I guess, ignoring or like choosing to only consume content that is like, I don't know, maybe very disproportional. But in the same, I guess in the same line of thought, I feel like it does harm the group in a sense, because like Doug mentioned, it's a group effort. So if it seems like only 2 or 3 of the members are receiving this kind of attention, I don't know, like I guess it depends on the balance.
Well, I think there's two different things going on here, right?
Okay.
In Warren's situation, it seems like everyone's choosing to stand 1 to 2 people in the group, right?
Right.
That's different than if everyone, like, let's say, obviously this is never the case, but let's say there's a 5-member group, right?
Right.
And let's say everyone picks one person in the group, right?
Right.
That's not problematic then, because there's an equal amount of fans, even though everyone is standing individual people. I think it comes down to self-awareness, though. You have to recognize that because you like this person more, there are other people who might like someone else more. I think it becomes bad when you say, I like this person more because objectively it's the correct thing to do. Then you got a problem.
Right. The problem, the reason I keep going back to Princeton as the perfect counterexample for this is because that happened. And in the beginning, it was just kind of friendly, and then it became a competition between fans. And the next,
so you think
thing
it's a slippery slope, a slippery stage, as you will.
It's not a logical fallacy, but yes, it is. It's one thing escalate after another. Like there's a couple people that are individual stands, and then those people start competing, and then next thing you know, the entire fandom is.
You think it could lead to toxicity within fandoms?
Yeah,
if that's the case.
That was definitely the case with Princeton.
I also feel like I kind of see it in a way that these people are promoting, and they're chosen to promote as a group for a reason, like I know that the mentality is like the more people you have, the more likely you are to find someone that you like, right? And therefore you stand the whole group. But I feel like the even though that's like the strategy that these companies have, they they want the group as a whole to be liked though. So
Right.
I
That's
feel
true.
like the main goal is that even if you do have someone that you're like you prefer a little bit more, or you feel like, oh, I really like this person a little bit more than the other person, I the overall the goal is that you care about everyone to some extent so that you follow the group as a whole, because I do
Yeah.
feel like there are people that would buy an album just because they're supporting one person, but there are also people that don't really see the point, if especially if that one person they like doesn't necessarily have the most lines or the most promotion material. So I feel like it's a little harmful to have that mentality where you only want to, I guess, support a certain person within a group, but it's not. I don't know. It's about a balance, I think, because it's not. It's hard to expect everybody to like everyone equally, but if companies encourage that, like if in fan meetings, I don't know, I never like that kind of setup where you get to choose only one person, because it just facilitates that kind of disproportionate amount of people going to one certain person.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Idols aren't dumb. They kind of know where they
Yeah,
stand
yeah,
in the fandom.
Yeah.
I
it's
agree.
hard.
And I should probably clarify that a little bit because I pulled up the post and I'm rereading certain parts of it. The exact scenario was they weren't going to individual people. It's just like, for example, the OP was a Nayoung fan, and then they were going through every member, and then she got to Pinky, and then Pinky was like, "Oh, you're a Nayoung fan, right? Nayoung and I did this the other day. Nayoung's this, Nayoung that," and then that person was like,
Mm.
"Oh, that's a little
I
awkward."
think a lot of this comes down to,
That was
as
scenario.
we always
Sorry.
say, don't be a shitty person. Like it
Yeah,
comes down to
yeah.
it. Here's the thing: if you are just consuming K-pop on your own at home, and you don't interact with all these other K-pop fans who also have strong opinions, right?
Right.
If you want to one pick someone, that's fine. It's your opinion. You can choose who to like, right? I think that's completely fair. But when you are out in public realms where there are discussions about groups, you talk about groups, right? You're expressing your admiration towards groups. That's where you have to be. You shouldn't be a crappy person, right? Let's say
Yeah.
let's say for some reason there's a new group. Let's call them like Firestorm, right? I just made a new group here. There's
Oh,
Firestorm,
man.
and there's this one member that I'm like, this is God on earth, right? And then I join their like forum or their Discord or their Reddit, right?
right.
And it is so obvious that I am only here for this person, that could rub people the wrong way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But if
it
I could be
does.
like, X member is my favorite member, right? But sometimes I could be like, yo, look at this group shot. Doesn't my favorite person look great? And I don't crop everyone out, don't blur all their faces.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fine, I think.
Yeah.
I think it is completely fine to have favorites in K-pop. You're like, as I said, your parents don't love you equally. Just say it. Just say it. I don't know what
I wouldn't say this is a parent and child situation. It's more
I know,
like,
you know what I'm saying though.
it's more like teacher student situation.
Okay.
Yeah,
As a teacher, I didn't give birth to my students.
Right.
They just came to me. I didn't get to choose them.
Sorry for my hot take on parenting.
I didn't choose
Yeah.
every member of Rocket Punch. Like I chose Yuri, and then the rest of them were in the class already.
Yeah,
But I
but
want all of them to
I
succeed.
think a lot of it comes down to like they kind of know what they're trying to do. People who are so individually minded on members, they have to know. I don't think. Never mind. You know what? There are people with zero self-awareness.
There's some people with very small brains.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I think it's completely fine to choose individual members to like. But I think at the end of the day, you have to realize that person is in a group, right? They are not a solo artist. They are in a group, right? So just recognize that fact.
They're in a boat, and if the boat has a hole in it, it's gonna sink, just like the Titanic. So don't let it be the Titanic.
What?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Move
So
on.
that was the weekly hot take. Let us know what you think. Let's move on to news and events from last week. So the first one, Belift producer auditions and update. I don't know if I'm saying it right, if it's Belift or Belief, because in English, It's Belif and then a plus sign, right? And the Korean phonetically is like belief, I think. So I don't know what to call them. I'm going to call them Belift because it seems right. But on April 3rd, Big Hit Entertainment and CJ E&M's joint music label, Belift Lab, announced that they are seeking talented producers for its 2020 Next New Creator Lift to Be Moved audition. That is a mouthful. The audition aims to discover hidden talented producers who will lead a new generation of K-pop boy groups in fostering and nurturing the global music industry. Audition hopefuls can submit their applications between April 7th through March 1st by providing demos of their original works, songs and music fit for a new generation of boy group. The winners of the 2020 Next New Creator Lift to Be Moved will be named as the head producer for Belift's upcoming rookie boy group and also receive a prize of 5 million Korean won, which is not that much money to be fair. It's like 4,000 US, but who knows. It was also previously announced that Big Hit Entertainment and CJ E&M have partnered up as Belift Lab to carry out boy group member auditions in a total of 17 countries around the globe. So this is the broader what's going on.
Wow.
The group will debut in 2020, and they are looking for males born between 1997 and 2008. Visit belift.kr to apply.
Oh boy, guys, it's not too late.
I'm
1997.
Warren, you fit in. You could apply twice, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
You could apply for the boy group because you're 1997. You could also apply to the producer thing because you do produce music on the side sometimes.
Oh boy, I
There
get
you
to drive
go.
tickets. I think this is really clever. It's smart. They've realized that producers can be celebrities.
Yes.
That's what I'm seeing. Because we have like hip hop producers that are like semi celebrities. We got Mr. Gray. We got Mr. Code Kunst. And then we have like non-idol people too, right? Like people like Zico Zico's an idol, but it's
So these auditions have been going on. Like
Really?
I wanted to look up how to pronounce it. I didn't figure it out, but I was looking up like Belift auditions because I was hoping someone would say the word, right? I didn't find it, but there were people like vlogging about their experiences in some of the auditions so far.
Really?
So they are going on still.
Wow.
I am
Deep.
so curious about this because they're doing auditions now and then they're going to debut in 2020. That seems short.
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
Yeah, they're auditioning now. They're going to debut by the end of the year.
What?
Oh, yeah, you're right. The group will
that's
debut in 2020.
short.
Okay. That's
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Are they gonna debut on the 31st of December? Like,
I don't know. Because, like, you know how K-pop groups take time to nurture, skill them up,
Yes.
get them good, get good, y'all.
okay,
Figure things out, drop
Wait.
kids.
they're making a TV show.
Yeah, they're going to be a TV show, too.
Okay, well that makes sense. They're gonna make a TV show in the summer. It's gonna replace Produce.
It also
then-
it feels like the level of talent's going to have to be extremely high to
Well,
make it
yeah.
into this group.
It's a big hit.
It has to
It's
be
big.
if they're trying to put it in by the end of the year.
Another thing I'm curious at is that Big Hit skews towards smaller groups where CJ likes big groups. What's the number going to end up at?
Yeah.
I mean, okay, CJ only skews towards big groups because shows.
Yeah, but you said there's going to be a show. So,
Oh, then I guess it's gonna be a big group. I don't know.
Wait,
Oh,
but
man.
it's not going to be a survival show, right?
We don't know that.
I mean, here's the thing. If they have one audition and they have quote unquote trainees / contestants, I think they're going to drop some kids by the time it's over, right?
Everyone auditions, is it?
How can you choose, because here's the thing. How can you be like, you're going to be in the group after seeing them twice?
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
It's going to
Like,
be a survival show.
It has
Oh,
to be a
man.
survival.
show.
Oh, man.
We might be wrong, but if it's a survival, big oof.
Come on, it's CJ. They're doing it. Who wants to bet money that there's gonna be some manipulation and rigging involved?
Oh,
But,
no.
Oh boy, again.
Regardless, though, I'm excited for this. It should be cool. You know,
Yeah.
the Big Hit is putting a stamp on it, and I hope that Big Hit can reel in CJ and their tendencies a little.
Please.
But we'll have to see. In other Big Hit news, they revealed the full 2019 financials now on March 31st. In 2019, the company recorded a total revenue, so total money coming in the door, of 587.2 billion Korean won, which is 480 million USD.
God.
and an operating profit, so that's after all cost, of 98.7 billion Korean won, so about 80 million USD. That is so much money. And compared to 2018, so the year previous to that, the company's sales profit rose 95% and operating profit increased 24%.
That's what a growth. That is what a growth.
So sales profit was essentially, that's total revenue. So that means the total money coming in almost doubled, right? And the profit rose 25%, which means that they're spending a lot more money on projects, but more money's coming in the door.
Just for comparison, right? Samsung in 2019 had a profit of 50 billion.
Yeah, so they're almost double that.
$50 billion.
Oh, $50 billion. Okay.
Okay, that's not a good comparison. Never mind.
No, they're on. Dude, Samsung's like the biggest company in Korea.
No, I was about to say that the fact that they're 100th is like significant and like very, very big. But then I realized that like, not everybody might get that.
That's a weird point, Warren. Let's just pretend you never said that.
Let's just pretend that never happened.
Regardless, though,
big money.
What this is showing me is that they have more cost now, which means they're taking bigger risks, but the profit is still going up, which means the risks are working out. So overall, great news for Big Hit. If you're a fan of Big Hit, TXT, BTS, everything they got going on, right? You got Source, all those new things coming in. Good for you, because things are looking great for you.
Yes.
You will not go bankrupt anytime soon.
A little bit sadder news. I-dle came back, but we're going to follow up on the Cube story from last week.
Oh, yeah.
So this is called Inner Turmoil for Cube. Cube Entertainment's executive producer Hong has stepped down from the company. Last week, Hong spoke out on Twitter alleging that the new majority stakeholders VTGMP were engaging in horrendous behavior that even thugs wouldn't do, causing infighting within the company. On March 31st, he stated on SNS, this is his statement, "For all fans who love Cube, I wanted to say goodbye in this small place where we communicated with each other. It didn't take me so long to realize those people who I thought were good partners actually didn't want me in this company. I can't find words to describe my disappointment and emptiness. It's heartbreaking that strong trusts and bonds can change so easily, but it's up to the remaining people to create a bright future for Cube. I'm leaving Cube, the company I gambled my entire life on, but I am going to meet you soon again. Please continue to love and support Cube artists, and I hope you all to be happy." This is sad. I mean, when you publicly out your company, you're bound to get consequences, right?
Right.
At the same time, there was also news last week that Cube CEO Shin resigned and two new CEOs took place. One is with the last name An, who's the CEO of VTGMP's media platform, and the second one is Lee, who's the vice president of VTGMP overall. It seems like this is a hostile takeover.
Yeah, this does not seem like a good transition in terms of leadership.
It seems like they played nice until they got the company, the majority power.
Yeah.
No, they don't have majority power. They're the majority stakeholder, which means that they have the biggest sway. That doesn't mean they have 51% or greater of the company, but there are clearly other people who are on their side, right, in order to get majority power. And for them to be able to replace the CEO, do these bad things, which Hong is alleging, which we don't know are 100% true, but then he resigns. So that's more owning up to the fact that they were pissed at what he's saying.
Man, imagine working for Cube right now, whether you're just a manager or like Soyeon, literally, like
producer.
Man, this is not good. Like, if I was a trainee, I wouldn't want to go to Cube. You know what I'm saying?
This is like Warren at your company. If like you guys, let's say your owner / boss got bought out, right?
Right.
And then new people come in trying to be nice at the beginning, and then all of a sudden they just start changing everything. It wouldn't be great.
Stressful.
No. So, I guess what I'm trying to say is, boss, if you're listening, I support you.
Shout out to Warren's boss. Shout out to Quadio. Shout out to them.
I wonder if they listen. But man,
this feels like a big oof, right?
It's a big poo-poo situation.
It does, right?
No, it's horrible. Like, this is okay. Think of it from this perspective. Let's say things worked out internally. Whatever. There's a big misunderstanding. Fine. This is not good PR.
That's what I was about to say.
Also, Koreans like to hold things in. Like Koreans. All right. we're willing to take a lot of abuse. The whole culture is set up that way, right? To not speak out and stuff. The fact that Hong came out and was like, they're literally thugs, right? Says a lot.
That's saying a lot, man. Like,
that's saying, like, he could have just been like, man, things are getting a little rough here. Hopefully they get better, right? The fact that he outed them to this extent and wrote this goodbye message too means I don't know what his opinions are or what he feels is going on, right? But the way he's writing this post, it's everything that he believes in has changed, essentially.
Yeah.
That's what it's saying to me.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's the emotions that seep in through what he wrote. It's you can tell that he actually put his like life into this.
Yeah, he seems pretty saddened. I wish the best for him. I wish the best for everyone at Cube because we were marking Cube as like they gonna have a big year this year. But
yeah, we did.
I'm still hoping that's the case, and I-dle's selling a lot of albums, so I'm hoping that the new owners are like, all right, well, clearly what they're doing is working. Just let them do it, right? That's
what is VTG and Pedo?
I believe they were. We talked about it a couple weeks ago. They do cosmetics and they do other things.
VT.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus! They think they know it all.
Let's move on to another sad topic. Our continued COVID-19 coronavirus coverage. The number of coronavirus cases in Korea has risen to a total over 10,000 now, with 186 reported deaths at the time of this recording. Here are the relevant articles from last week. Some big oofs. On April 3rd, Yehua Entertainment confirmed that 2 of their staff tested positive for coronavirus. Everglow were all tested, and all of them came back negative. And then for the time being, Everglow schedules are going to be canceled, and they are going into 2 weeks of quarantine, which makes sense. As a result, SBS's MTV The Show, their episode on April 7th has been canceled due to safety precautions, and that is because Everglow Shihyun is one of the hosts of that program. Co-MCs, the boys Juhyun and Kim Min-gyu, have, as well as Dreamcatcher, who were in attendance last week, have all tested negative. So that's a good thing. On April 1st, this is like the biggest doof that happened this week. JYJ's Kim Jae-jung took to his personal Instagram account to announce that he had tested positive for COVID-19, but later it was revealed that the post was an April Fool's joke.
What the heck?
Why would you do
It
that,
is
man?
to the extent now he was getting destroyed online, right? They canceled some of his appearances, and the Ministry of Health and Welfare is now investigating the incidents in terms of its legal issues.
Why would you do that, man? Why would you do it? That's a mistake.
So the JYJ members and the Korean media kind of have a bad relationship anyway, right? Because of the blacklisting. The fact that they were starting to be put back on TV and then this happens,
man,
is horrendous.
Not a good look.
Anita, you're very disappointed, right?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, reading the first line, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so concerned. And then to read like it was a joke, it's like things are a little bit more serious to be joking about this.
He has a precedent of April Fool's jokes, but this is way too far considering how many people are dying from it.
I agree.
Additionally, he's like, it was for awareness.
Right. Here's the thing. It's like, okay, if it's one thing if it's unsensitive and like it's a bad tasting joke, but there's logistical issues that go into this. Like, like if Jaejung actually tested positive, then his whole staff needs to get tested. His entire company needs to get tested. They need to figure out where he went, what route he took.
The company didn't know either. The company was like, we'll check in with him before he said it was a joke. Big move.
Yeah, not a good look.
Next, Monsta X canceled their sole performances for their 2020 World Tour. That makes sense. Lastly, KT, which is a big cellular company in Korea, they organized the live K concert set for April 11th to help raise funds to fight against coronavirus. Mamamoo, Kim Jae-hwan, April, and Boy will be in attendance. So that's good. Charity's always great for this. All right, let's do my weekly PSA on a domestic front in the United States. Jesus Christ.
It's
throughout
about
the
to
world
get worse.
So the way the U.S. is set up right now, each state is handling their quarantine measures. So there's a patchwork of policies, which means that there will be different hotspots at different times, which means this is going to be delayed longer, right? In New York City, New York itself, studies are starting to show that the peak is happening soon, if not starting.
Right.
which means we are in the roughest portion of it, right?
Right.
There are a lot of people personally affected now. For instance, someone on the Discord, I'm not going to name who it is, one of their childhood friends passed away. One of my friends growing up, their grandma had it. She recovered though, so that's good news.
Thank you.
But we're starting to get at the level where like people are getting affected. My sister's in like a group chat with some of her friends. I think one of them tested positive, something like that. It's just it's starting to affect everyone. It is already affecting everyone. What am I saying here, right? You're sitting at your house. That's affecting you, right?
Yeah.
Please do your part and stay the home if you can. If you're a hero and have to go out, stay safe, because the better we follow these procedures and the better we protect ourselves, the quicker we can get through this. That's essentially all I want to say. Y'all have any closing comments on this?
I mean, we're not the only medium output that's, talking about social distancing, washing your hands, staying inside if you can. Don't be that idiot. See, I saw a picture last week. It was the day when the USS Comforter was coming into New York.
Oh.
That is the big the U.S. Navy boat that can be used as a hospital.
Yep.
And that was coming in. And there were so many photos of people lining up in the harbor to see the boat coming. And there were just thousands of people just, with their phones out next to each other. I'm like, guys, really? Really? Why? Like, come on. Don't be that one person,
Let's put it this way. Y'all got to be willing to make sacrifices. I ate soup yesterday.
Oh, man.
Look at
If you don't know the meme, your boy, I have a very sensitive mouth that cannot eat hot liquids. I burn like no one's business. And, my family was like, let's make soup. And normally I'd be like, yo, F that. We ain't eating soup, right? But I was like, all right, make soup. And I ate it. I didn't burn my mouth. I ate it. I waited till it was lukewarm. But you got to make... I'm not saying that that's a big sacrifice to make, right? But you got to... But the message is, you got to be willing to make some sacrifices now so we can reap the dividends later down the line. I don't know if my soup has anything to do with that, but, everyone's stressed out. Try to be a nicer person. I know I've been stressed out. I might have had a couple, stressful moments, right? I had one towards Warren one day.
Doug, you can't call me at 5 a.m. talking to me about your dream where there was a big vampire. That can't happen again, Douglas.
I'm sorry. But
one more analogy that I kind of read in a Korean social media post was that this is like a big group project. It's like a big group project. And
Man.
We all got to play our part. And there is always that dick who will
okay,
who will
keep
not
going.
do their part.
No, we're keeping it in. This is a serious topic. Keep going, Warren.
There is that one not good person who will not do their part and copy and paste the Wikipedia and go, here's my portion of the research.
Ah, man.
Guys, if you mess up a group project, your GPA gets screwed. If you mess up this group project,
someone's gonna it's not even someone's grandma's gonna die. There are young people dying from this now too. Someone's gonna die.
Yeah. Someone's gonna it's affecting the health. It's like a bunch of my friends got laid off last week.
Yeah.
Like
my family, it's like we don't got cash flow right now, because we got small business. What are you gonna do?
So,
but it's rough. But I think everyone, I hope that our nation is the most sanitary nation, and I hope that we are the people doing the correct thing. You want to be on the good side of history. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
All right.
Please.
Let's go to some quick takes. We got some good ones this week for once.
Oh boy, look at that.
Yes.
The first one, SM Entertainment announced Red Velvet Wendy has been fully discharged from the hospital. Her condition has gotten much better, but she will still require some outpatient treatment. I'm assuming that's like physical therapy, things like that. In fact, Red Velvet's Wendy and SF's Rowan will be voicing the lead characters Poppy and Branch for the Korean dubbed version of DreamWorks' upcoming movie Trolls World Tour.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Both Wendy and Rowan, in addition to Red Velvet, will also be participating in the OST recordings. I believe that Red Velvet and Rowan will be doing the Korean version OST, and Red Velvet was announced to do the regular release, the English release.
Oh wow!
So that's pretty cool.
Wow, it's a great way for her to come back into the industry.
Also, yeah, because honestly, she doesn't have to dance right now, and I'm assuming that's the big barrier right now.
Just sit down, sing. You haven't done it in a long time. I'm sure you're dying to do it.
I just want to hear her lovely voice again, to be straight up. Next, Twice was included in Forbes magazine 30 Under 30 Asia list for 2020, which is pretty much a list of the 30 most influential people under the age of 30 in Asia. The group joins Parasite actress Park So-dam and pro gamer Kim Se-yeon with the her handle is Geguri, which means not crab, it means frog, as the Korean representatives on the list. But you're probably wondering, like, where's BTS, right? That kind of thing. Previously, BTS was included on the list in 2018 and Blackpink was included in 2019, and generally they don't put people on twice. So, but they did put on Twice this time. Sorry.
Okay.
You know, good for Twice. They deserve it, honestly. They're heavily influential. Park So-dam, she had a great year because of Parasite. I do not know what game Seyeon plays, but I'm assuming she's very skilled at it.
She's usually tanker in Overwatch.
Overwatch.
She plays for a Chinese team. I forget which.
She's pretty big, I'm assuming.
She's pretty big.
Okay.
I don't
awesome.
watch Overwatch, but I know of her, yeah.
Here's one we should actually talk about. Former JYP 16 and I-dle school contestant Natty signed and will prepare for debut through Swing Entertainment.
What?
That came out this morning.
Naughty.
Yeah.
Oh, it's been a while since I heard that name.
Yeah.
For reference, all right, this isn't shade because I love Momo, but she outlasted Momo on 16. Just saying. Just saying. She's very good now because I saw her last on Idol Room and she was doing well. I know back in the day we thought that Mnet, Swing, that kind of thing was going to have a group with the kids who didn't make the winning groups on those survival shows. Mm-hmm. But it's official now that she is in Swing, which is an offshoot of that CJ umbrella. And they say she's preparing for a debut. We don't know if it's going to be solo or a group. I hope it's a group.
I hope it's a group as well.
We'll have to see what happens, though. But shout out to Natty, because what a rough road to get to this point, right? Like, jeez.
It's been a while.
Next one. Ujiun has left Bolpaigan Sachungi, and An Ji-young will continue as a solo artist under the same name. So Far Music, which is their label, stated Ji-yoon expressed her wishes to end her promotions as a member of the duo due to her personal career goals, and we held lengthy discussions with the two duo members regarding the topic numerous times. Both Ji-yoon and Ji-young took to Instagram with letters to the fans regarding the departure. For now, it seems like it was amicable, where she just said, I don't really want to do this anymore, and Ji-young said that she was kind of pissy at the beginning, not pissy, but upset at the at her request, but then grew to understand it, which honestly I'd be upset if I'm in a duo. They went from 4 members on Superstar K to 2 members promoting down to 1.
It's kind of sad.
We don't know the full story, but hopefully everything's good behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I hope everything's behind the scenes. It looks like it is. I'm willing to believe that everything's good behind the scenes as well. Best of luck to June.
Yeah.
With her future prospects, wherever she's headed, really.
Yeah, I wonder what's gonna happen. She was kind of obviously she wasn't the voice behind the group, but my perspective was she was the brains behind the group, like the music behind the group. I wonder in what capacity she did stuff, though. That's the thing that got me curious.
It always felt like to me that An Ji-young is more popular.
Of course.
And like I was always, I don't know. I was kind of curious from like, because there's only 2 people in this group, right?
And someone's gonna be more popular.
Right. How is it? It's, I don't know, man. It's gonna be very, I don't know. If I was in Jiun's position, I would have been like jealous or like insecure. Like, like
it's weird it's interesting that she's also choosing to promote under the same name, because she's popular enough where people know her name. Ji-young, I'm talking about. Right. I thought it's an interesting move to still promote under Bolpaigan 4. But let's see. Lastly, this is relevant for Warren. Super Junior Shindong and Oh My Girl's Yua introduced the contestants of Dancing Idol. Dancing Idol is an upcoming show in which 6 different idol groups will cover legendary K-pop choreography. Ooh. The show will premiere on April 18th on the SBS K-pop YouTube channel and will feature Elris, Cherry Bullet, Very Very, One Us, Only One Of, and Rocket Punch.
Ooh.
Did you know this was happening?
Of course.
Okay.
It was a little trailer too.
How do you feel about this?
I'm a little concerned.
Why?
Look. I'm not. You know what? No. First of all, I'm thankful for the opportunity. That's my first reaction.
Right.
Jesus, tiny ass group suddenly on a show. Like, come on, that's a big opportunity. I hope they seize it and do very well. Rocket Punch, not the biggest dancers. That's okay. They
That's
are
fair.
hardworking people. I believe in them. They'll do their best to the point where they will have no regrets. I believe in that. So 화이팅.
Well, keep going. Hit us with those comebacks and releases while you're at it.
Okay. April 7th on Tuesday, we have Signature from C9. Yeah, on April 9th on Thursday, we have Winner with their full album drop. On April 13th on Monday, you have April coming back.
No,
other-
A-Pink. Sorry, I wrote that wrong. It's A-Pink's coming back.
Pink, not April. In other
think so,
confirmed
yeah.
comeback news, we have
I was just making sure. I had things in the wrong spot. It's A-Pink. Okay, keep going.
A-Pink is April 13th on Monday. In other confirmed comeback news, GOT7 will be coming back either late April or early May. The solo Bopagam Sachungi will be coming back sometime in May. Newest will be coming back sometime in May. And 2PM's Wooyoung has confirmed a 2020 summer comeback.
So they updated the GOT7 stuff. They will be coming back April 20th. So be on the lookout for that.
Oh,
Additionally, I know Signature already released the music video 2 days before on the Sunday, but just so that we have a better balance of stuff, we'll talk about it next week. So just laying that out there.
we'll talk about them, don't worry.
Let's go into State of the Nation now. I got two things. Not super K-pop related, but sort of K-pop related. One of them's Korean related. I'll just go.
Just
First one,
say what you've been doing.
Anita's been talking about Kingdom, right?
I have.
I watched season 1. I will finish the second season by next week, right? It's good. It's a little slow paced.
Underwhelming.
I'm not gonna spoil anything. It's a little bit slow paced. Obviously Anita said last week they're zombies. One thing that I thought was two funny things. First thing, there's subtitles, right? It's not even subtitles, it's closed captioning, which means there's like stage directions, like you hear slight zombie noise, right? When they have zombies eating people, they write munching as the subtitle.
Guy.
I just thought that was really. It happened like in episodes 1 and 2, especially. It happened like 7 times. There was munching. I thought that was funny. Additionally, when my family, we put it on for the first time. You know, the first scene is like a dark room, right? And there's like a guy with the younger assistant, and they're going towards a room, right? They started speaking in English, and I was like, "What the hell am I watching?" He was all right. Let me reenact.
Choose subtitles.
Was it good English or bad English?
Let me reenact. It was accented too.
Oh, my
It
God.
was,
He literally said, "Don't go into the king's room. Whatever you do, don't look in there." And I was like, "Oh my god!" Everyone in my family was like, "What the f?"
Oh man.
But it turns out there is dubbing already for this.
Yeah.
So we had the English dubbing on instead of the Korean original language.
Yeah, there's a lot. They did a compilation where they do like French, Russian, Spanish,
What?
like a lot of dubs.
I'm a big proponent of watching shows in the native language. So when they started speaking English, our whole family looked at each other and was like, "Oh hell no, we ain't watching this." Until we realized that it was dubbing.
Purist only.
It was like we watched it, no, because we were expecting Korean and there was English subtitles, so we were like, all right, it has to be Korean, right?
Right.
But then it was like, don't go into the king's room, right?
Wait, is the entire English dub made with Korean accents?
It might be. It was accented.
Why would they do that?
To be honest, we only listened to 2 lines of dubbing, so I don't know. Anita, the same thing happened to you, right?
Yeah, it was like the default for some reason.
Yeah,
so
wasn't it shocking?
It was.
I was like, what the hell is going on? But that was a thing.
Strange.
Overall, though, good show. Check it out. A little bit slow for my pacing, but I'm sure a lot of people. I know Alita likes it, so they do have good hats, as Warren mentioned or something last week. The hats are cool. I was thinking of debate like I can do the emperor hat.
Oh my god!
like this. That is a thing Koreans do sometimes on comedy shows. But second thing, Youth by You, which is that Chinese competition show that Lisa's a judge on. It has taken over our server a little bit. I'm gonna give Malfiar some leeway because he's an essential worker, but he is obsessed with Kikiju. Like, it's no joke. My favorite 3 right now is in fact Kikiju, Snow Kong, and Jinlu. Jinlu became the center for the title song, right? The show theme. And she had a cool line where she was like, she's androgynous. By that, I mean she's similar to like FX's Amber, right? And she's like, I chose to wear pants because that's who I am and I want to be true to myself and I don't give a crap what people think.
Cool.
I thought that was really refreshing. And so skilled though. Super talented. Check it out. That's what I've been doing. Warren, what about you?
I haven't done that much in terms
you've
of
been
K-pop
like
this week.
busy with work.
Man, it's been a busy week at work. Things happened, and when busy week at work happens, gotta get music to get you motivated. Gotta get you going. So naturally, I don't listen to K-pop because I understand Korean, and that distracts me. I can't, I'm not gonna listen to a full like narrative hip hop album where they talk about their existential crisis here. I can't do that while I'm working. So naturally, I started listening to more J-pop again. Which we have a J music channel on our server now, thanks to Doug.
I made it today.
There's a couple more like anime and like Chinese music and whatnot. I guess Polka Dot Stingray. I still listen to a lot of them. Singing Spica. If you still haven't heard them, Jesus Christ, I don't know what you're doing. Like, you should probably check it out by now. This is the 3rd time I'm mentioning it. But if I want to make a new suggestion, there's a group that showed up that out of nowhere they just popped up into my YouTube algorithm suggestion. So special shout outs to YouTube, I guess. The group is called Necry Talkie.
Necry Talkie.
That's Necry as in Necry, like Necry, and then Talkie as in like talk, IE.
All
and
right.
that music video is the most adorable music video I've ever seen. It just makes your heart melt. And
Really?
that means something because like I don't feel that emotion often. Like I look at a picture of a puppy and I go, that's puppy, whatever. Whatever.
How dare you, Warren?
I know I'm a horrible human being, but I saw this video and I was like, oh my god, that is oh, look at you. But it's one of those. It's one of those. It's so the song I want to suggest in specific is called Facing North. I don't know if it's gonna pop up when you guys look that up. I'll put a link into it somewhere on the server. I probably did, but I'll do it again. The thumbnail is like a girl holding some sort of percussive instrument in like a blue sky background, and it's the cutest thing ever. Like, oh my god. It's like ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum. I was like, oh man, this is great. It's wonderful. I had it on loop the entire day. I also started rewatching the Rocket Punch V Lives because I need they're kind of like my podcast now. I listen to them. Talk about stuff. They were on Naver Now a while back, which is like Naver's like real time radio thing. So like I had a week worth of like radio stuff to like catch up on. So like it's great. It's Rocket Punch. I want to hit the world with Rocket Punch.
Stop. What about you, Anita? What have you been doing in the world of K-pop?
Well, I had a bit of a sad week because I finished the 2nd season of Kingdom. And if you're done with the season, you know that it's a cliffhanger, so I gotta wait for season 3 to be confirmed.
I thought you were gonna say something like, "Oh, I was sad because of something happened in my life," and I was like, "Oh, Anita," and then you were like, "Because it's show ended." I'm like, "Come on, a whole sad week because of a Netflix show."
Bro, what's the sad? We're in quarantine, right? Like,
yeah.
The saddest thing for me is like, because my family's healthy. It's like the saddest thing right now is like I ate soup yesterday, but keep going.
Yes, first world problems, okay? But yeah, so Kingdom ended, so season 2 I finished it, and I really hope season 3 gets confirmed soon. I know they
It's
won't
not
start
confirmed?
filming it. No, it's not.
What?
Yeah, so
how am I
apparently-
supposed to get emotionally invested in this show if I know there might...
Exactly.
What?
Well, the thing is, I read online that apparently Netflix is waiting to see season 2's results, like viewers ratings and stuff like that, so that they can confirm season 3, and then they're gonna start filming. So it's gonna take a while. And of course, with all this going around with the virus, it's gonna be even longer to get into filming. So I don't know. I just know that it will be amazing if we get it by 2021, but most likely 2022. I think.
What?
Honestly,
I'm gonna be 30 by the time this song comes out. I mean, this drama comes out.
Yes.
Oh hell no!
Yeah.
What a perspective.
What the heck?
I don't know, but I'm honestly really excited by the change. Well, not change, but like the addition in the plot by the end of the season. It seems like I mentioned this to Doug before we started recording. But it definitely feels like season 1 and 2 are like a whole part 1. And this next season is going to be the beginning of a new chapter, like a new arc in the story. So I don't know. It's really exciting. There's a little teaser at the end. I won't spoil it, but there's someone who is revealed, and we have no idea what they're doing in this show, who their character is. But you will definitely recognize this person if you're into dramas. And
what? Okay, now I'm hype. All right, I'll watch
Yes.
the next 6 episodes. It's
Yeah,
fine.
Darth Vader was Luke's father. That is the twist.
No, it's Jae-suk's gonna show up with a knife or something.
And then he sits down with the zombies and does quizzes. That's what the show's about.
Oh,
That's season
also-
3.
Also, in terms of zombies, watch Great Escape. That's a good show.
That's a
I'm
good
watching I Live Alone. That's a good show.
yes.
Running Man, they're feeling the quarantine crunch because like they're running out of ideas. I think right now.
Oh, no.
Just
Oh.
putting that out there.
What's the English title for SojuTalk's solo show?
Oh,
Don't
okay.
remember
There-
one. Well,
it's hanging. There's. I've seen a couple. One of them's hanging out with you. I think that's what they're calling it. Hanging out with you. So hanging out with YOO, which is his name in English.
the last couple weeks, they had a concert special. Where you can watch a concert from the comfort of your home because social distancing. You don't want to leave your home unless you have to. They had a lot of great guests. AOMG was there. Zico was there.
Ooh.
Songain was there. A bunch of we had some pansori people. There was a whole musical with like Mamma Mia.
Oh, man.
and, like there were like some very big people like Lee Seung-won. That's a very big name in K-pop, right? Classic K-pop there. So that's worth checking out. And then this last week, he started making fried chicken.
What?
Ooh.
Okay, I'm watching. I'm
No,
watching
please
again.
don't. Please
No?
don't. Dude, I want fried chicken now. And I can't make fried chicken at home. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not going to get a whole boiling pot of oil going. Like, so I have this problem now.
But
where
it's good though, like in a viewership standpoint.
It's fun. If you there was a show called Infinite Challenge. It's one of those shows that existed for like more than 10 years, and it had a kind of changed the entire Korean variety scene, if you will. And that show stopped airing a couple years back, and then this recent episode, one of the members, Pang Myung-soo, showed up, and then SojuTalk, who's the only regular member of that show, was also a part of Infinite Challenge. So it was like seeing old faces again. It was kind of
Would you say that
Fun.
this new show, Hanging Out With You, is essentially one man Infinite Challenge?
yeah.
It is. It's 100% is.
Infinite Challenge season 2 is not gonna happen.
No,
This-
because
this
this
is
is so
season two.
successful right now.
Yeah.
It's a bit
This is-
unfortunate.
Yeah, I know, but it's nice to get little peeks of this, or there's like Pang Myung-soo.
Lastly, in terms of
Anyway.
variety shows, we did Samu Nori, which is Korean traditional music. That's how we
Yeah,
met.
we did.
Do you know that Butler show with Yang Se-bari and
Yeah.
Sun Jae? You know that Kim Duk-soo came out on that?
Yeah, I
He
saw.
did?
That
So
was, like,
if you don't know,
yeah.
Kim Duk-soo is the founder of the genre, and he's like a god for people who like that type of Korean traditional music. And he was there,
Hey.
and like he was yelling at them because he's a perfectionist. It
Aw,
was really fun.
man.
I'm gonna go back. I just saw a clip, so I'm gonna go back and watch the episode this week. But
Boom, boom.
All right.
That's an internal joke.
Wait. 2 more things. I didn't finish.
Oh, okay.
2 more things.
Oh,
So
I'm sorry.
I meant to mention this when we did the rewind for NCT Kick It. But I started doing some research because I was still not sure about the choreographer for Kick It, and it turns out the choreographer is Kusong. So he is associated with 1 Million Dance Studio.
Oh, okay.
So if you're on YouTube, you've probably seen their dance covers, choreographies, and so he was actually featured in Mina Myung's channel because she has a YouTube channel, who was also a choreographer with 1 Million. And he guested on her channel, and he was explaining like the whole process. And I don't know, while I was listening to them talk, Mina mentions her work with Red Velvet and Psycho, which got me confused because if I remember correctly, when we covered Psycho, and from what I had heard as well, I had thought that another choreographer was credited for Psycho. I'm forgetting her name right now, but she's from the US. And so then it was really interesting because I was confused because they were both saying...
Okay, so I know what you're saying, Anita. I remember this. She co-choreographed it with this young girl. That's what it was.
Interesting. Okay, yeah, because it was a little confusing, and it got me to this problem that I always have with companies, really, because it's really mostly on them. I wish there would be some sort of rule, some sort of method for companies to give credit to choreographers.
They should just put it in the music video description.
Well, most of the time they don't.
Yeah, well, I'm saying they should.
But I feel even in music video descriptions, they don't even say exactly who produced sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I feel like at least minimum they should have credits in physical albums, or at least in like some sort of like Wikipedia. You could easily find like who worked on this song, like who wrote it, who composed it, who rearranged it, so I feel like it would be so helpful if you could get choreographers their credit for doing even if it was like a team effort, or it was rearranged by 2 people, 2 crews. I feel like it would be so much better, especially because in K-pop there's a bit of history of not crediting choreographers and doing covers of certain routines, and then choreographers going to social media and saying like, this got sent to me, I did not approve that my choreography being used, I was not credited as creator. And I don't know, I feel like it would be so much easier if people did that. But that was just an aside. Another thing I wanted to talk about was Road to Kingdom.
Yes.
So I know that Doug mentioned that there were a couple of teasers for the really 7 good. Yeah, for the 7 groups like intro performance they're doing, and so I watched all of them, and there were 2 that stood out to me. One of them being The Boys.
I told you it was
and
the
very,
best
very.
one. Oh my God. Yep. Those were 2 out of the 3 I mentioned. Yep.
Yes, but I think so when I saw The Voice, I was so, how should I say it? I just finished watching Kingdom, right? So the pun, the little reference right there in their outfits to like the name of the show, and like the traditional Joseon era outfits that they use during the choreography. I see it. It was good.
Oh my God.
Plus the choreography was so good. Like a lot of acrobatics going on here and there. Swords. Very interesting. Second, very, very, man, after watching the little clip, I went on like a whole very, very marathon rewatching a lot of their stuff.
You got very, very into them this week,
Oh my God, stop.
But yeah, so as far as I could tell, a lot of the groups did like remixes or like medleys of previous songs. and some of them decided to do like a whole new stage, a whole new performance. Both the boys and Very, it seems like they did a whole new performance. And to be honest, getting a little concerned. Getting a little concerned in terms that I'm wondering if the budget each group gets is going to affect performances now, you know? As we figured in Queendom, a lot of performances were very much high production. Like they had a much bigger budget, I would assume. So I hope it's not the same here, but I guess we can't really do much about it depending on the companies that are supporting them and like what they can afford. But I don't know. I noticed that a lot with the performances because it seems like some of them could afford to do like a whole new routine and very intricate outfits and performance, and some smaller companies might not. But yeah, I think overall I'm very interested. I think I will definitely be keeping up with the show.
I'll
just
watch
to
it.
see.
Nita, I'll promise you I'll watch it at a minimum the performances, but I will see everything.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to this.
Well, actually, we made you watch Queendom, so I'll watch this. I'll give you that. All right. Well, I think that wraps everything up. I don't know how long we ran because now we're doing two parts, but it seems pretty long this week. But this has been Soju Talk, your weekly shot of K-pop. I'm Doug. I'd like to thank Warren and Anita for joining me today. We will see you all next time with episode 82. Bye, everyone. Stay safe.
Bye.
Bye.
Special shoutouts to our Fiesta patrons: Cypher, Gogu Mama, Jack, Jacob, Malfiar, NJ Parks, Pure K-pop Sound, Nab Wilson, Tier. Thank you for joining Social Talk, your weekly shot of K-pop. And special thanks to our Discord server mods: Jacob, K-Music Erday, Malfiar, No Bias Nuna, Tuggles, V, and Wolf297.